HD Radio is here for NBC Sports Radio AM 1060. Check out your favorite shows and games on 100.7 KSLX HD2. NBC Sports Radio AM 1060 and 100.7 HD2 is the place to catch the play-by-play action for ASU baseball. Follow the Devils on their march to Omaha with the voice of the Sun Devils, Tim Healy.
Yo, G, do you know anything about this music? Because you're still a young cat. This is that premiere. I know I used to make when you and Terrell and Steve and Franchise, shout out to Franchise.
Yep.
When I used to make you guys ride around with me around Ohio and Pennsylvania, I used to bump that good stuff. I didn't let you listen to that trash. This is a little Gangstar, rest in peace, Guru.
Yeah, you just listen to a lot of crazy stuff. Like, I was born in '87.
I mean, my skill with the beats is pretty good. I see our board op, Jeremy, will be bobbing his head to some of the music that we throw in there from time to time, and he's a connoisseur. So he's a connoisseur of many different type of genres of music. So when I get his head bobbing, I know that I'm doing pretty good. Man, the Warriors just finished beating the brakes off of the Rockets. 40-piece McNugget with extra barbecue sauce. I don't know how you win 65 games and get 40-pieced in the NBA semifinals. There's gonna be a lot of explaining to do in H-Town over the next couple of days. We want to cut to Memphis. One of my first shows and really the roots for the Land Straight Radio Network, Advent Sports Network, another group that I'm a part of, is in Memphis, Tennessee. One of the young people that I've collaborated with over the years, his name is Zachary Boyd. He's on Sports 56 in Memphis. He covers the Memphis Tigers, a very strong contributor both on the radio and television side. He announces games as well. A young up-and-coming talent in Memphis, Tennessee. I wanted to get Zachary to come in and talk a little bit about some of the things going on in that part of the country. What's going on, man?
Yo, Lance, how you been, man?
I'm doing pretty good. We can kind of get into it. Obviously, the big news in Memphis is Penny Hardaway, and I'm a collector of Penny Hardaway sneakers. Really my favorite sneaker. That's another conversation for another day. But Penny Hardaway going back to his alma mater. I know it was called Memphis State back in the day, but Penny going back to coach the Tigers is really the biggest story in the area. Can you shed a little bit of light of what some of the things he's doing to rebuild the once great Memphis Tigers basketball organization?
Yeah, so let me break it down to you like this. So if you decided to come back to Memphis, like take a flight back to Memphis, not only will you be greeted with the Southern twang, but also you'll be getting a hot plate, some Kool-Aid, and like some good music, like on the way, on the way you exiting the terminal. Because right now, right now the city of Memphis is really on fire. That by the fact that Penny Hardaway is the head coach here. Now, obviously he's the chosen son here locally, sure, born and raised here. But obviously, grassroots wise, his AAU teams have been spectacular. The high school team's been, off the charts. They won their third straight state title this year with his high school team. And so right now the city is just on fire because for the last 7 years or so, there was promise, but it was complacency. It was mismanaged. There was not a lot of excitement to build off of. Like with former head coach Josh Pastner, when he was the alum at Arizona, was the head coach at the University of Memphis. He brought the players, but he just couldn't develop them the way that Tiger fans expected him to develop the players. And so they made the coaching change. They brought in Tubby Smith, who is regarded as one of the best coaches across the basketball landscape. But the thing with Coach Smith was that he couldn't recruit. He had the X's and O's, but he couldn't recruit. He couldn't bring the excitement that the fans wanted. And so now it kind of just boils it down to Penny Hardaway to save the program because I don't know if you noticed, if you've been keeping up with the local paper here for the last few months or so, but university, the athletic department was like losing money. Like losing a lot of money. They said it was around $4 million that they were going to lose out of their department if when Coach Smith finished his last season here at the university, and was going to get worse. And then you just factor in the talent on the roster as well. Not a lot of impressive guys out on the floor this year, but they have certain skill sets that they're good at, but there wasn't enough talent on the floor. And so, the president, athletic department, they decided to make the change, decided, you know what, it's better for us to cut bait with Coach Smith right now than cut him after next year, money-wise. And so they had to make the change. And now you got Penny Hardaway in the fray, and possibly right now he's just setting the city on fire. 7 weeks into the job, and he's already got a top 30 recruiting class coming into next year. So
if I could jump in, Zach, what are the expectations? Because a lot of people, and this is a really a nationally focused show. I mean, I like to call myself quasi syndicated. I'm on in Phoenix. I'm actually also on in Philadelphia. We're looking to be on in DC in the next couple of months. If you could tell my listeners, is this just a win the press conference, or is Penny Hardaway actually a good coach and recruiter?
Oh no, he is a good coach. Like, he is teaching those guys. Like the high school players that he won with in high school were his AAU players that he started coaching for his longtime best friend who was battling illness in the 8th grade. He started coaching those same players that were in high school right now since the 8th grade. Okay. He's been a good coach. He has got the recommendation of the great Larry Brown, who is the former head coach of the Philadelphia 76ers and the Detroit Pistons. He has the credibility. He can coach his tail off. I think one story from the commercial appeal locally here at the university, here in the city of Memphis, was he was on tour with, I guess, one of his guys on the coaching staff on the AAU circuit, and he was like breaking it down the set on the sideline. He wasn't coaching the players, but he was like breaking it down on the set to, telling them like he's supposed to make this pick here and roll, but if he doesn't, but if the defender shows, you got a guy waiting for him at the corner or something like that. He was just breaking it down and actually
nice.
Had that basketball IQ that not a lot of coaches, have. You always got the assistant coaches who is that, X's and O's wizard, but he is your head coach who has the X's and O's, ready to go, can scheme up, can draw a play up with ease.
Well, I think that's pretty exciting. I'm going to jump in because we only got about a minute and a half left. I'm going to give you a couple of seconds. What's going on? Because obviously the biggest draw in the state of Tennessee is UT football. I mean, Tennessee is a UT football state. UT football has always been a sleeping giant. If you go out to Neyland Stadium, it seats 100,000 people. You got the checkerboard end zone. Is Coach Pruitt, coming from Alabama, the man? We're talking about rebuild with the Tigers. Is he the man to lead the checkerboard orange back to prosperity? And you have about 30 seconds.
We'll see. Saban, he has a coaching tree going a long ways down in Alabama, but we'll see, because right now, they like you mentioned, like they have the historic the storyline, but it's all about can the players produce and can the coaches coach? And the last 2 years under Butch Jones, it wasn't like that. So we'll see if Coach Pruitt can get it done at UT. Hopefully they can. They got the talent to do so.
All right. Check Zachary Board out, Sports 56, Memphis, Tennessee, covering the Memphis Tigers and also SEC sports in the area. We'll be back after these messages. Lance J Radio Network.